5-5. This is week 8 of the NFL Waiver Wire. I'm Ray Flowers for FantasyAlarm.com. Let's get right down to it. First one, Kirk Cousins out as the quarterback with the Redskins. Now, we're hopeful that in week 8, RG3 will return. We don't know if that's the case or not. If he's available, RG3 on the waiver wire, add him immediately. He's going to be the quarterback of this team in the second half of the season. Don't waste any money on Colt McCoy, though, folks. I know the numbers look good from yesterday, but if you take away the 70-yard touchdown to Pierre Garçon that was almost entirely Pierre Garçon's doing, we have 10 completions for 58 yards for Colt McCoy. Pop gun arm, not a guy to target on the waiver wire. Number 2, how about the Bills running back situation? Oh, boy, here we go. C.J. Spiller's done for the year. Broken collarbone, needs surgery on Monday. Fred Jackson injured his groin. Looks like he's going to miss anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks. That's the early estimate based upon his injury. So what do the Bills do? They're going to go with a two-headed backfield, probably just like they've been doing, except this time it's going to feature Bryce Brown and Anthony Dixon. Now, Anthony Dixon thinks he's going to be the lead bell cow. He said that after the game yesterday. It's not the case. Bryce Brown is the guy you want to own in fantasy. Brown is limited somewhat. I mean, there's some things he doesn't do very well. Sometimes he tries to bounce everything to the outside. He has had issues securing the football at times, but he's a much better runner than Anthony Dixon. He should be the lead back here. Now, we might be talking a 65-35, 60-40 kind of split, just like they've done previously in Buffalo with Spiller and Jackson. So Anthony Dixon should also be added if he's available on the waiver wire. And let's face it, he is. Dixon might get the chance to steal goal line work, and that's a big key for him. If he's the one involved with the goal line, he will have work. Let's kind of think of the scenario either with the Bills or with the Bengals. If we're talking about the Bengals, I think Bryce Brown is Giovanni Bernard, and I think Jeremy Hill, it's Anthony Dixon. Another running back situation to discuss. How about the St. Louis Rams? We thought we had Zach Stacy in the mix. We thought we were good to go. Strong second half for him last year, all kinds of goodness. Well, that train has sailed. Boat sailed, something's gone. Anyway, Zach Stacy's not a guy you want anymore in fantasy. Now, I'm saying that if you're in a 10-team league, I think you cut Zach Stacy. If you're in a 12-team league, we can have a discussion, because basically in week 7, Zach Stacy was healthy, didn't see the field. He didn't even see the field. We saw Benny Cunningham and Trey Mason get the majority of the work. Now, Trey Mason, 18 carries for 85 yards. He looks like the back to own at the moment. He is that guy, but let's remember a couple of things. Number 1, Cunningham was still involved. Cunningham's a little bit bigger, stronger runner. He might end up vulturing stuff at the goal line. And Cunningham's good with the pass. He caught 5 balls yesterday, should continue to fill a role like that. So Cunningham kind of a flex play right now. Mason maybe an RB2. As far as Mason goes, keep an eye on his ball security issues as well. Fumbled the ball late in the game against the Seahawks in week 7. Luckily for him, it was recovered. Got to hold on to the football if you want to be a lead back in the NFL, especially if you're a young player. So again, to rank them, we want to go Mason first, Cunningham second, then Zach Stacy. Oh, he's on the back of a milk carton. The 4th situation, how about Jacksonville Jaguars? Haven't had any success this season, pretty much all facets of the game offensively, but maybe we've seen a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Now, Toby Gerhart still has the issue with his ankle. We don't know when he's going to return to action. Even when he does return to action, it's going to be in a complimentary role, you have to think at this point. Storm Johnson didn't do anything for the 2nd week in a row, but got in the end zone to save those people that played Storm Johnson in fantasy leagues. The player to own, though, it's Denard Robinson, the converted quarterback. 22 carries, 127 yards, and a touchdown for Robinson. A great effort from him. Did a little bit of everything. Now, this is going to be a backfield situation that could be the hot hand. It could change at any moment. The Jaguars have had struggles with Blake Bortles, having issues with turnovers. They have the offensive line that's had some woes as well. Robinson is the guy to own right now. You don't add him expecting 20-plus touches every week. You don't add him expecting 100 yards every week. You add him if he's available, and you think bottom tier running back 2, flex option in most weeks, you should be safe with that. And then finally, let's talk about the situation with the Seattle Seahawks. Percy Harvin's gone. He's no longer with the team. He's now with the Jets. So that means you want to target everyone on that receiving core to step up, right? Be very careful here. Russell Wilson is a great NFL quarterback. Yes, that's true. But he is not a volume quarterback, and we need that in the fantasy game. Only once this season has he thrown the ball for 260 yards. Only once this season has Andrew Luck failed to throw for 300 yards. Only twice in 6 games has Russell Wilson thrown 30 passes. Andrew Luck averages 43 passes a week. The Seahawks don't pass the football. That's not going to change with Percy Harvin out of the mix. We're going to see moderate totals. Now, Baldwin is the guy to own here. He had a big game, 7 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown for the Seahawks in week 8. Someone to take a look at. He is the guy of the 3. The other 2 guys to talk about, first we've got Curse, who's a nice talent, but again, in a complementary role in offense, it doesn't throw the football much. And then Richardson's pretty interesting. If you're in a dynasty league or something like that, you're going to want to scoop him up. Lots to like with him long term, but short term, not going to have a role that will sustain fantasy success from season to season. I'm Ray Flowers. This has been FantasyAlarm.com. Don't forget to go to FantasyAlarm.com. All of our great products there, Assistant GM for Football, and the just-released basketball edition, the 2014 NBA Draft Guide from FantasyAlarm.com is now available. Ray Flowers, Waiver Wire, Week 8. Talk to you later.